And that relief package means an influx of cash for state and local governments in Ohio. We're talking about more than $11 billion.
A lot of money. It's a level of funding that just was not there with last year's CARES Act. News 5's John Kosick spent this day looking into all of this for us. John, Ohio's local governments hit harder by COVID than other states.
Yeah, it has to do, Rob, with how we in Ohio fund our local governments, not with property taxes, which are relatively recession-proof, but with income taxes, a tax that was really hit hard day one of this crisis. I'll look at a sampling of some of the dollar amounts Northeast Ohio cities will soon receive, and you can see how the state's total of $11.2 billion in total aid adds up. From $4 million to a city like Mentor to more than $500 million for Cleveland. Numbers that seem too good to be true.
They're true, John. And you might remember about a year ago when under the prior president, there was assistance. Major communities like Cleveland itself, the city of Cleveland was left out.
On top of that, Ohio cities were hit harder. Here's why. While most local governments across the country rely on slow-to-fluctuate property taxes to fund operations, a smaller percentage rely more heavily on sales taxes that still have stayed strong. But fewer than 10% rely on income taxes. This slim piece of the pie, that would be Ohio. So when people aren't working, they're not generating income and in turn, income taxes. Consider this. Cleveland gets 66% of its general revenue from income taxes. Toledo close to the same. Columbus even more so at 76%. That's why they ranked number one last spring in a study by the Brookings Institution, looking at cities most likely to feel quicker the financial impacts of the crisis. In fact, 4 of the top 5 cities on the list were from Ohio. Akron was 13th. The city made cuts and changes to prepare immediately last spring for the worst. News that $153 million is now headed their way is huge.
We can actually go to our communities and say, this is our plan to be able to do this, and this is where we want to spend the money. And so to me, it's a real sigh of relief, not only in Akron, but I know across the community and across cities across the country.
And last year, the little money that was in the CARES Act for cities like Akron had to first go through the state and came through with a lot of strings attached. This particular bill, this money will be paid directly to the municipality, will come with much fewer strings. Live in Shaker Heights, John Kosick, News 5.
Wow, John, thanks for lining that up for us. Really made an impact. Thank you so much.